Hello, happy Sunday morning. How are you, my friends? Gonna wait a little bit for Maureen to show. Hi, Maureen. Good morning, my beautiful friend. Mavis, Mui, Ferd, how are you guys? Good morning. How are you all feeling today? Hi. Sheila, Catherine, happy Sunday to you too, guys. Good morning. Are we feeling good? Are we feeling okay? This super cold. I have 2 dogs in my house now. I can't even take them outside. That's how cold it is. So there's a lot of pee and poop all around my house. Oh, good morning, sunshine. I know, it's very cold. Brr. Good morning. Good to have you all here with me. We're gonna find a little space in our chairs today. Always one of my favorites. The chair is one of my favorites. And I have a lot of requests about the chair because if you have pain in your knees, in your hips, especially in your low back, being in a chair is much easier to start our practice, to open up the parts that it's hard for you to go straight down or stay straight up, and so the chair always helps. I know we have the pads with the grass, so the little one is doing a pretty good job. The big one, the older one still, she has some accidents because she's so afraid that anything triggers her, and it's more behavioral. But we're doing fine. I don't mind cleaning up. Good morning, Yoga Sunday. Good morning, darling. Good morning, Jill, Monica, Coco. Oh, so nice to have you guys here. So I always ask this question, but I don't ask this question in a way to hear I am good, busy, oh, I'm good, it's cold outside. I ask this question, how about you? How are you feeling? And I want you to answer, like you don't have to answer to me, and I want you to answer truthfully to you, how you are feeling today. We grow up in the time that we are now, and yes, even before, I was born in the 80s. So even before that, we just grew up never knowing that feeling something was okay. So we keep on masking our feelings, and we keep on hiding. If we're sad, we need to hide that we're sad. We need to always put a smile in our faces. Or if I'm feeling anxious, I should hide my anxiety and just, and it's about, and of course, if everyone that asks, oh, how are you? And you give 5 minutes of your day saying exactly how you feel, people will stop asking you how you're feeling, right? Isn't that the truth? But we always answer with, it's funny, it's a hypocrite question because we are trying to get an answer from a real answer, but we actually not, because we don't have the time to sit there and stay for 15 minutes listening to how you actually really feeling. But about yourself, you need to have the time to ask this question, and how you feeling today. And I never get exhausted to say, if you're not allowing the feeling to express, if you're not allowing to understand your own feelings, like just at least acknowledging this particular feeling, especially if it's a negative one, especially if it's super anxiety, super stress, fear, guilt, grief, if you keep hiding this, is going to come back later way stronger, because you keep suppressing. And you all know that, right? You keep shutting it off your mouth, not talking exactly how you feel, and then after time, one day you're gonna explode, and then the explosion is not gonna be pretty, and it's not gonna be what you want to be. So that's my question to you today. How are you feeling? We're gonna close our eyes and start just here. just notice how you feel inside. How is the shoulders? How is the outside? How is the body? And where is your mind? You know, maybe it was a very hard week for you. Maybe that week brought you to some places of remembering the past. Maybe it triggers something. Maybe the cold is a hard time for you. And I'm not even talking about COVID, right? I'm talking about just the normal life that we go every year. Already COVID is another stress level that we put over it. But just close your eyes in this moment that I hope you are in a quieter place in your home. I hope you are in a warmer place in your home. And you can just sit and listen. Just listen. Listen to how your body's feeling, your stomach, your chest. See if your heart is beating a little faster. Feel your breath. And the nervous system is not about stopping, but the nervous system is the stimulus of not having the tension in the body is where it becomes relaxed. Okay, it's not telling the nervous system to relax, but it's telling the nervous system that I don't need stimulus right now. I don't need to stress my muscles right now. You can relax, and that's how we're going to find a relaxation in our bodies. So if you are sitting in your chair, if you have something to just, like I have this big chair here so I can let my body relax here in the back. If you have low back issues, especially because here you're forcing your core muscles, right? You're forcing your hip flexors to stay straight. So if you have a back in your chair, you can just keep your hands. I'm gonna have my hand one on top of the other here to more of to receive, okay, one of my palms facing up. And then let's close our eyes. For me, my anxiety comes in my breath, and right here, everything that I hold into fear and anxiety of course comes through fear, but I hold a lot in my throat. And I feel almost like a hollow sensation when I breathe, when I'm anxious, when I'm too much thinking about the future. And this is the place where I close my eyes, I breathe, and I try to reverberate some energy right there, because that's where I'm feeling. So you listen to your body today and see if there's anxiety any place in you. And then you come back and you bring your energy back to your body. It's so easy for us to live in the outside, to live in the future, to live in the past. And it's so hard to focus in the present because we don't like to ask this question, how we're feeling today. We don't like to search for the answers, and that's why we scroll on our phones and we check other people's life because it's easier. So you don't need to focus in ours. Take this moment to focus in your body. Take a few more breaths to center, to release the weight down to your chair. To breathe even more air. To exhale. My darling friends, I have my legs crossed in the chair. I would enjoy more to have my feet down. So let's do that. If you have your feet on the ground, but your feet does not touch the ground, or just hang like this with your heels up. If you have a blanket or your blocks, you can use your blocks on the floor and you can have your feet resting in the blocks. So that's a great way to be, because I want your feet to be touching something, to be touching the floor, to be in contact with the earth. So this is also a place to center, feeling your feet on the ground, feeling your sit bones into something, and then the energy that comes from down up is gonna reach the top of your head. All right? So this is a perfect place for me with my feet on the ground, knees here. You feeling now your core. Now I want you to, instead of going back, you come forward, even if you need to be right on the edge of your chair. And it's really cool down here, so I keep having my blanket over me. So your feet on the ground. You can lift your toes and lower your toes. Lift your toes and lower your toes. And as you're doing this, keep your phalanges, the balls of your toes here, okay? Lift, but keep them on the ground, and lower, just the toes, lift and lower. Just taking a few more. I'm doing this so you know that I'm lifting and I'm lowering my toes, because you're not going to be able to see my toes. And then one more. Alright, now you can swing your knees side to side a little bit. Notice where the movement is coming from, where all the muscles that you're using to do this movement. Notice that there is any uncomfort. If you need to rotate into your feet, usually you cannot keep your feet on the ground because that can be tough for the knees, so let your foot go this way, following your knee joint, right? And then here we're gonna move a little bit sideways and forward. Now I don't want a big movement, okay? I want a slow movement. And it's great that we're doing some stretching in the morning, because it's the time of the day with less ways of injury. Because in our spinal cord, the fluid inside of each vertebrae is more, because when we rest at night, the fluid comes back instead of, when you move, the fluid's gonna do it, and that's how you feel more open. And in the morning, everything is rougher, but we have more fluid in our spine. So it's harder for us to injure anything. So we're gonna start small and slow here. So it's great, the circles, you can press your sit bones down. And I'm doing a bigger, like they start to be bigger now. I want you to go with the flow of your body where it feels good, okay? To go, to send more weight to one sit bone, to send more weight to another sit bone. And then you go to the other side. Just slowly side to side. All right, when you find that space, bring your knees, bring your hands to your knees, and then notice now your shoulders. What we're gonna do, we're gonna stabilize the shoulder joints, and then we're gonna move with the torso. So the shoulders are gonna stay in place, but I want your chest to move and the shoulders. And then it's hard to predict, oh, isn't that my shoulders moving? Yes, but you're trying to stabilize and move the torso, move the spine forward and back. Keep your shoulders where they are, and just sending the mid back, and then the chest forward. I feel a lot in my low back doing this, but some people can feel in their thoracic spine too, or their cervical spine. See, my head is also stable. It's moving, of course, with my body, but I'm not moving my head. So keep stable here. Now we're gonna start just a bigger movement. I want you to, when you round, you bring the shoulders a little up and then together towards the center. And then we're gonna drop the chin down. Notice how it feels. I feel all the way to the front of my leg in this one because we're squeezing into our psoas, and the psoas goes all the way to the front of the hip. So we're gonna do this bigger now. Now, when we open the shoulders, now we're not stabilizing the shoulder anymore. So we reach, you lift the head, and this can be really slow. So you really focus on the movement here. As you look down, and then forward, open the shoulders, bring the chin up. And then exhale, we close again, squeeze into the shoulders here, separating the shoulder blades. And we open the heart. All right, now soften. Surrender the shoulders, surrender the hands. Keep your hands in your lap. Now we're going to use more of the neck. One of the most stressed places. One of the most, especially in the cold weather, right? So let's just do the easy letting go of the head to the right. Or if you see me there, you're going to see that I'm doing the left, but actually I'm doing the right. So you relax the head, and then you let that space in those, deep tissues and muscles. I like sometimes to touch, giving a little pressure there and see, ooh, that is really tense. And then from here, guys, bring slowly, like if the front of your chin is trying to move towards the right side of your collarbone here. And then we relax again the head and bring the chin forward. Keep your shoulders relaxed. I see a lot of people in my class, because you're trying to avoid the movement, that you send your whole body to that side. So keep the same integrity into the shoulders. It's just the head that is tilting. And then again, let's do it again. Chin slowly coming towards that collarbone, and then over. And then if you want to lift a little bit the chin, and then down, and then you take one more. Then lift the chin, and then we bring slowly back. All right, now let's do the same thing on the other side. So you release the head and be gentle, okay? Always gentle with the movement. Usually the second side, because we took the stimulus of the other side, it should be easier to do the second side. Not always. If you have any problem with that side neck, you're gonna feel more. And any place that we're restoring and we take our time to release, you need to remember that is a process. In the beginning it can be tough, you can still be holding that tension there. Oh my gosh, I'm afraid to go deeper because it kind of hurts. So this is the moment, especially in the neck, this is the moment to tell yourself, it's not going to hurt me, it's going to open me. So I'm okay letting go. Alright, let's start the movement. Chin down. And then you bring it back. Very slow. Chin down. And then up. And let's take one more. Chin down. Now we're going to add. We're going to bring the chin all the way up. As up, it feels okay for you. And then down. And this is the last one. We bring it up. And then we bring back. Very nice. We're going to create some warmth between the palms. And then we're going to bring to the sides of the neck. It's gonna take a long time for me to get my hands warm. And then your fingers are sliding towards the biggest supinous bone there in your cervical spine, the one that sticks out the most. So your middle finger maybe, and your fourth finger. And then you're gonna press that space just a little bit. And imagine that your head, the back, not imagine, bringing the back of your head to the back and trying to elongate that side, that part of your neck, okay? So you're growing taller, not just sinking into the chair, you're lifting, engaging your core, and hold here, and then your elbows come together. And if they don't touch, that's okay too. Now as they come together, send the elbows forward, still holding the back of the neck, right? Oh, it looks really weird here, guys. Send the head back as you're relying to be held by your fingers here. And now we're going to do just a very small movement, side to side. And then keep sending your elbows forward. And then exhale, bring your head back to center. Now from here, we're going to open the elbows, slide your hands, interlace your fingers behind your head, and then press your head into your hands. And notice your low back as you're doing this. Is that too much arch in your back? I want you to grow taller from your sit bones. Take a deep breath in your chest, expanding the chest and the lungs, and separating the elbows even more. Now that you cannot go any further, I want you to do a little bending on the right side. Oh, try to keep your sit bones leveled here. And then we bring it back. And then we do the other side. We exhale. And then we bring it back. Now keep your hands interlaced back. Bring your elbows forward again. Now just slide as high as it feels good in your body. Now bring your elbows and then roll your shoulders down. And then you're just going to use your arms here to surrender your head lower. Open the trapeze muscle. Also reaching the neck muscles, of course. As you take one more breath. And then we bring it back. And then we surrender the hands. Bring your hands back, interlace your fingers, and I always say if you cannot reach your fingers, you can grab your shirt, you can grab a towel, you can grab your belt if you have one. There's a lot of ways to practice without the full pose. And you can do a full pose with your props. So I have my fingers interlaced, and I'm making kind of like a cup with my hands. I'm not bringing my hands all together, but I'm creating a cup with my hands. So there's resistance in the hands like this. So I have this, and then you can slide back if you have your chair there, right? I have space to slide my hands back and my knuckles going towards the chair. If your knuckles don't find the chair, if you need another prop, you can bring your blanket there. And then when you find that space in your chair, when you cannot go any further, or it wouldn't feel good to go any further, you're gonna press your knuckles and lift the chest. Now again, we're not just opening the chest, but the muscles all around that goes over into the shoulders, and roll them out and back. Keep the breath really deep into your chest. And again, some poses that we're gonna do, some people are not gonna feel much, right? But some people are gonna feel a lot because each body is different, each body has different traumas. So I try to englobate a lot of different poses for everyone. All right, we surrender. Now we're gonna reach that left arm all the way up. Right hand grabs here the left elbow. You bend the elbow. Just that normal pose that we do in usually any class that you take, you know, to open the shoulders. But we do it so... That's usually how we take class and do it. So we're gonna lift that arm, You go as far as feels okay in your shoulder. And then that arm goes up too, and then you grab the elbow, you bend that arm, and then you roll even more back because now you have the resistance. That hand is holding the elbow, so you have the resistance, the elbow against the hand. So, and you open more of your chest, a little arch in your lumbar spine again, but engage your core. You're sucking the belly button in, you're engaging all your deep core. And then you send that left arm to the right, just as much as feels okay. Take a nice breath in, and then we create that resistance again. You press the elbow into the hand, and then you go. So the arm's gonna get tired because you're using your muscles, you're using your shoulders. So you press it again, and then you reach. As you reach, you're trying to relax that left arm. And then as you making that pressure, yes, you feel it, right? And then one more time. Now bring that arm forward. Release that left shoulder especially. And then you're gonna hold kind of the outside, it's still in your elbow. And then you're gonna do some pressures here. Just straight the arm and then relax, just like if you're holding a baby, you know, just soft holding that arm, letting your fingers relax. And then you press into your chest, and then you relax again. And then one more time. Beautiful. As we release the hand down, I want your palm to face up. I want the other palm to face up. And then we're going to take another moment to ask the question, how are you feeling? All right, loves. I'm going to reach the right arm up. And again, don't overanalyze because one arm looks like it can go further, because both sides are very different. So this one you might reach back, this one you might not. Maybe today, maybe yesterday was a different story. So the left hand goes, you bend that elbow, you reach, and then you create that resistance, right? So you can reach back more. Lengthen in the spine, engage that core, open up the chest. Thank you for the heart. I think it was Jill. Thank you, Jill. All right, open, 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 breathe into your armpits, and then let's do the movement. Maybe you're not gonna see the movement in your body, and that's okay. I want you to feel it. So the left hand pulls the right elbow to the left, and then you create that resistance. So the right elbow is pulling that left hand towards the other side. And then you keep moving in your own time with your own breath. And yes, your arms are gonna get tired because you are using your muscles. You're not relaxing, okay? Take two more. And one more. Oh, beautiful. And then you release that arm in front. And then you're gonna hold that right arm as a baby. And you're gonna pull into that arm and trying to straighten that arm, relaxing the hand, and then release again. Soften the shoulder, and then you pull, and then exhale, relax. And then again, we press into the chest. We exhale and relax. And then you surrender the hand down, palms facing up, and let's take at least 2 more rounds of breath here. To notice how your back, your shoulders, your neck feels. All right, now that we took care a little bit of the upper body, you know, the upper extremes of our body, I'm gonna go back a little bit so you kind of can see it. Unfortunately, I need to get rid of my blanket just for now so you can see it. And I'm still stay with my blocks underneath. All right, so We're gonna straighten the right leg, and I always recommend you to come to the edge of your chair. So it's giving the space so you're not rounding into your lumbar spine, but you can press your sit bones. There's more space here for you to tilt your pelvis and to keep your spine long. Left leg's going to be bent, right leg's going to be straight. Let's focus here in your hips. Now lengthening the spine through the spine. So now the right arm is gonna go up, guys. Again, and we're gonna exhale, try to reach the hands where it can go. I'm not asking you to touch your toes, I'm asking you to lengthen. So the arm is going to remind you of the length of your spine. So I don't want you to round your spine right now. And then we're gonna bring it back again. So we're gonna keep doing this movement 3 more times. We go forward, lifting your toes off the floor, right toes, and then up again. And then forward again, use the breath. So the exhale, you move forward. The inhale, you go up, reaching the hands up. Exhale, you move forward. Inhale up. Now this is gonna be the last time. Exhale. Now here, that right hand is going to be on the left side. You can hook your arm, you can hold your knee, but keep that knee stable, strong, like press down, like if it's nailed to the floor, right? I'm gonna use my arm here. I'm gonna keep my arm straight, and then gently, I'm focusing the twist. Now I want your twist to be very small. It doesn't have to be a big, because sometimes it can create a lot of, the twist in the lumbar spine is not a place that you can twist a lot because of your sacrum. So hold here and just notice that belly button going towards the left side. You might feel a lot in your shoulder too. And then we'll bring it back very gently, very small twist, okay, to the start. And then we're gonna do the other side. Now my chair is kind of slipping. So left foot straight, left leg straight, right knee stable, lengthening the spine, keep sitting in a comfortable place in your chair. You can always put something underneath the chair if you have a rough chair. And then the left arm goes up. Take a nice breath, growing taller. Remember, your spine is gonna be straight. And then we move forward. And again, maybe your movement, you can hardly see it because your hamstring is so tight right now. So we bring it down, keep that spine straight. My hamstring is saying hello, and then I bring it back up. Yes, let's do 3 more times. We exhale, and you can reach, and then you can release maybe that hand if you want, and then bring back up. Reminding your spine to be long. Exhale. And then inhale. Oh, beautiful. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Nice. Now we hinge as much as the spine is still straight, and then we're going to turn and then doing just an easy twist. And for the twist to happen, you're holding to something that's stable. As you're holding and sending some energy towards that arm that is pulling or pressing, and then the chest moves to the opposite way. And then we bring it back. Nice. Now we're going to separate our legs. Working to the hips a little more, okay? So separate our feet, separate the knees, look towards your knees, look towards your toes. This space that I'm creating here doesn't mean that's the space that you're gonna have in your practice, okay? Maybe you can do this, maybe you can go even further. Maybe you have very open and then your joints or your bones are so easy to do this that you can go more without forcing. I don't want to force. I want you to be in a place that you can relax kind of the muscles. Of course, it's going to have energy in your feet so you can keep it stable, not the knees flopping forward and in. So you stay out. Now, again, find that sit bones down, tuck a little bit the tailbone under so you're not sassing the butt back. So you're lengthening the spine, rolling the shoulders down in opposite way so the shoulders go down towards your hands. And then from here, we're gonna slide the hands, like kind of going down to the knee. You're gonna feel some of the stretch in your sacrum. Okay, some people might not feel a lot. And then we do the other side. So the legs are separated and we're just releasing the torso to one side and towards the other side. Now we're gonna go again where we're gonna reach that arm all the way over. Now you're not gonna see my face probably. And then we bring it back, slowly using that oblique, and then the other side. Keep the legs open, keep pressing your foundation down, and then bring it back. Take a nice breath in. Now you're gonna keep stable here with your pelvis, with your legs, and then your pelvis is gonna start to move. So it's not the femur. So what is stable now? What is stable is your femur bone that is connected with your pelvis. So what we're gonna move is the pelvis, okay? So keep your femur bone stable, and then the pelvis is gonna move over that femur bone as we come forward. And again, that might not have a lot of space for you to go, so you keep going where you can go, pressing your feet down, and then bring it back gently. Again, don't focus in too much in where you're going, okay? Focus on how you're feeling as you move your spine. And I'm gonna show my side here. Showing my side, my spine is long. If you're going down and you're doing this, you are too far. You can stay right here. Now I have some blocks, or I have my little thing here that I'm gonna use, because for me it feels good to bring my hands forward. And if you have another chair, if you have something, you can use the wall right in front of you, okay, to bring your hands. You can also stretch your wrists, and this one is a great pose to stretch. Soon enough I'm gonna do a class again in the wall because people like the chair with the wall. And you can slide forward just like if you're doing a very open downward dog, as your spine is long, but you're having the legs to go out, not in. Take another breath in. As you come back, you use one hand so you're not stressing your low back to come back up. If you're all the way down, right, of course. All right, so the outer hips got a little opening. Now we're gonna open a little bit more of the outer hips and the hip flexors. So we're gonna straighten the left leg. We're gonna cross just the ankle here, the right ankle on top of the left shin. And then you're gonna notice how much that leg can slide up. Make sure it's over your knee, not on top of your knee. And then if you can, slide that foot. Okay, this is a variation of pigeon pose on the chair. If this is too much, remember your leg can go forward more. You don't have to have that big bend. I'm gonna stay here, and each leg is different, so take your time. Maybe just staying here is a great pose to be. You're gonna breathe, you're gonna release the leg. If you want a little bit more pressure of the hand, because you know your body, you can give that little pressure. So now the femur is rotating out, and what is stable is your pelvis. So it's the femur doing this movement in that trochanterior bone of your pelvis. Now, for me, it feels good if I go even lower, okay? If I bring my forearms into my legs, or again, if you have a wall, you can go forward and just rest your hands on the wall. And then you're gonna take a few moments, a few breaths, recognizing your spine being long still, your neck softened still, and then you surrender the muscles in that right leg, right? Soften your lips and your jaw. do another little twist. If you are in this pose and you can see your right foot, right, the right leg is on top, you're gonna press the left hand and do another twist here. My elbow, because I have my elbow down, you don't have, you can be right up here. If you have your elbow down, that elbow is giving pressure for the leg to go lower and to your hip to open more. You can twist to the left and maybe look all the way to the back. Keep separating the shoulder from that right ear. And then we bring it back. Oh, beautiful, guys. Lower that foot down. You can always give some more love to your ankle, lift and lower. All right, we should go to the other side. Let's start here. Straight right leg, left ankle. And this is what I'm talking about, being very connected to your body. I know that my knee cannot do this rotation because those are the ligaments that I ripped when I had my injury. So I need to be very gentle with that side. As I slide up, I can notice, oh, see how that leg doesn't go as low. It's not because of my hip, it's because I'm protecting my knee. So if I go low, I'm gonna feel in that joint. Of course, because the tibia and the femur here are connected with the joint of my knee. So I need to be gentle. When I found that spot that I can feel safe, and then I can start to release my body. Shoulders, neck, muscles. Relaxing that upper leg. You can also notice that I don't have my foot here, because when I do that, you're gonna feel more in my knee because of the movement of my foot. So I'm gonna let my foot kind of relax, so I have more of my my ankle here releasing into the leg. Okay, one breath, and then you can use your hand and your elbow to press and look back. And then back to the front. And then we're going to release that leg. You can always support the leg to go down. Yes, yes, we did our basics in the chair. And why don't we move a little bit over? I'm going to leave that chair. I'm going to show you my other chair that I'm going to use. And you're going to stay in your own chair, right? Stay in your chair. We're going to stand up, guys. Let me see if you can see that chair. We're going to stand up for a moment here. So I have a lower chair now. It's no fun. I would prefer a higher chair, but that one, I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do. So, finding the back of your chair. You can go over the back of the chair. Find the back of the chair and create a space between your feet and the leg of the chair. As you're moving back, as you're moving back, as you're moving back, your heart is going forward. So that's kind of like a variation of downward facing dog. Now, I know you're probably trying to release in a different way with your pelvis. So what I want you to do is to engage with your feet, right? You're going to spread your toes. You're going to find the energy in the three corners of your feet. You're going to find the energy to lift your mid-arch. Okay, so the three corners of your feet are moving. Now, the energy goes to the back of your legs, to your hamstrings, and it's trying to lift your tailbone up. So yes, you're going to feel in your hamstrings. Now, I want you to press the chair away from you and roll your shoulder blades out, your shoulders, the outer shoulders out. Connecting here with the center of your body. Now your legs are engaged, your torso is engaged, And now engage your core too. Feeling the muscles in, almost the muscles in your glutes, trying to lift your pelvis. Okay, now take another breath in. On the exhale, we're gonna round the back. Remember the muscles that you're using to do this. You're gonna press your feet and you're gonna round your upper back. You need to use your core here to suck the belly in, to engage your other muscles inside, and then we're gonna roll round around. Make sure your chair is not moving, it's not slipping. And then our heels are gonna stay down, but our bodies are moving forward. Another variation, and this is a plank variation. See how unstable your chair can be. So I hope your chair is more stable than mine. So your heels are still on the ground. You can also do that within a wall. And then the left foot's gonna step all the way forward. Back heel still on the ground, chest is still open, and then we're gonna fold as much as your hamstring allows you to. I'm gonna bring my forearm here. Taking a nice breath in and a nice breath out. And then bring that back heel in, toes moving out. Now my hip's gonna open to the right. See where my body was. I'm gonna send my butt to the opposite way, okay? So I'm sinking into that left hip bone to lift my right sit bone up. And then my right arm goes up to the sky. A variation of Trikonasana is a triangle pose, but with a closer feet. And then we bring the hand back to the chair. And then we bend the knee and we step forward. Right foot stays, left foot goes back. It's not a big opening here, guys. Heel, toes in, heels in, so you can square your hips. And then we take a deep breath, roll your shoulders back, and then we exhale, we can go down. And we take some beautiful breathing, beautiful breath. Because now our hamstrings are already more open than in the beginning of the practice. As you take another breath, we bring the back heel in, toes go out. We start to move the chest so the chest faces up. You can be in your hand or in your forearm. So we sink into that right hip and we lift the left hip, and then you bring down to the outer foot. And then the hand can go up as you take another breath in. And then exhale, we move the hand back to the chair, we bend the knee, and then we step all the way forward. Now we're going to find a mountain pose as we press our feet on the ground, feeling stable here from your foot down. We're still centering every time our feet is on the ground. And then you lift the energy all the way to the chest and up, reaching the arms all the way up. Interlace your fingers so there is some support and some resistance to keep squeezing the arms to the sides of your ears. Feeling the breath expanding your rib cage, feeling the breath expanding the space between your vertebrae. And then exhale and release the hands down. Beautiful, guys. I can't believe what time it is already. I would have much more, but we can do that in another practice. You can use your chair if you want for your Shavasana. If we already have it, why not? And then you can bring some bolsters, some of your props around, and you can adjust yourself as we go down. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have my bolster in the middle, two of my pillows just in case I need it, and then my blanket and another pillow just in case also. Before I go down, I have everything close by so I can use it. Alright. So I'm gonna actually sit in my bolster, right in the edge of my bolster. Put my leg up. I'm gonna use my blanket here, my feet, because it's always the coldest part of my body. bolster underneath me. But see, my head is lower and I have that support. I can also have another support with a little pillow. Now, if you want to use your 2 pillows, if you have them, I'm gonna rest my arms in my pillows. And this is where I find my Shavasana today. Keep readjusting until you arrive into that juicy spot that feels like, ooh, I can stay here forever. That's where I want you to feel. You can stay in this pose forever. Low back issues, if you need to squeeze, oh my gosh, if you have to just slip forward and having your sit bones lower towards the ground and having your back higher to release some of that pressure in your low back, you can do that too. I have here because this is where I find the juiciness in my practice right now in my Shavasana. Maybe tomorrow is a different story. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my dear friends, take a deep exhale when you arrive into that space. And then right now you can ask this question again. How do I feel? You don't have to always have an answer. Just by asking that question, the body notices. Relaxing your jaw. Really letting your bottom jaw be heavy. Your tongue kind of folds behind your mouth. Your cheekbones. Your eyes. The space between your eyebrows. The back of your head. The back of your neck. Your neck and shoulders. Your chest and your back. Your arms and fingers, your belly, the front of your legs, the back of your legs, your knees and your ankles, every toe of the right and every toe of the left, the soles of your feet. Your entire physical body right now. You can notice it. You are letting go of any tension. You are surrendering. You are becoming pure as you imagine yourself melting. There is no need to look forward into the future in this moment. There is no need to live on the past moments. But focus in your breath right now. deserving moment to get closer to you. To unify the body, the mind, and the soul. Thank you so much, all of you. Kristen, Monica, Deb, Carla, Jill, Coco, Nicole, Mavis, Sheila, Monica, Maureen, Catherine, Ferd, Mui. Thank you so much, Maureen. Thank you all for being here. And hopefully I will see you soon. Namaste.